pal. Special show. Here we are.
Special impromptu post
We weren't
Met game
even-
show.
We weren't even going to be here for another week or two. But so much has happened, and we said, hey, let's... Actually, you said it. And
Big happenings.
I was hip to it. I'm not a guy that has to jump on every time something big happens. But I think this was worthy.
This is important. I think many consider this guy, including myself, the best player in the world. So when news pertaining to the best player in the world, I think we have to make a special exception for that. Am I right?
Big news pertaining to the right? Big news.
Huge.
I don't have it even ready to go, and I'm sure everybody I'm sure
this is serious news. This is Josh.
I didn't write any notes. So why don't you talk and I'll sit here and listen. So for the 10 of you who watch the show and the 3 that don't know why we're doing a special show, the way I read it, and you tell me if you read it differently, but the way I read it is Matchroom kicked Filler off the team for Reyes Cup.
Has been withdrawn. It wasn't he pulled out. Has been withdrawn.
Withdrawn tells me it was Matchroom's choice.
And when we say Matchroom, that's Emily Frazier just flexing on this guy.
Right. Now what Josh said in his post is different. Saying contract obligations, blah blah blah. I'm going to want to say that what Matchroom said, because of the way they said it, Matchroom's telling the truth here. Something I want to show you, which is, I guess, cool but not cool. This is Google News. Put it right here, Google News. On my Google News feed, World Pool Champion removed from European team for Reyes Cup. So, and why I say it's cool, I mean, it's negative, right? But what makes it cool is that it's on the Google News feed, so some press is better than no press, right?
Yeah, and that's very rare to see something from our sport like that.
Yes.
Just on world news.
Yeah. And I'm sure the algorithm knows that I'm always looking at pool stuff, so maybe it's pushed to me. I'm sure not everybody in the world get it, because I don't get any news about soccer, because I don't give a rat's ass about soccer,
It's the world sport.
Now I can't find the darn thing to read it to you.
I was looking for the same thing. Josh is.
Here's the statement from. I'm going to read this to you. This is why I believe Matchroom's version of the events. I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to read the entire press release. Josh Filler has been withdrawn from the Reyes Cup and will be replaced by David Alcady as the next highest ranked player. That was the whole statement. No sugar coating it, no nothing. Down and dirty. Oh, here it is. Here's the one from Google that I saw. Loading. The headline reads: World Pool Champion removed from European team for Reyes Cup after reversing stance on Vietnam ban. Blah blah blah. Regretfully, Josh Filler has been withdrawn from the 2024 Reyes Cup due to concerns over contractual obligations and team integrity around the event as the next player ranked. Blah 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 blah. A few hours later, WNT changed their announcement. Josh Filler has been withdrawn from the Reyes Cup and will be replaced by David Alcady as the next ranked player. Filler, blah 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 blah. Filler, Shaw, Ruiz, Kachi, and Alcady are all part of a group of top billiard players who have collectively posted a boycott messaging to the WPA on August 9th, demanding the ban on Vietnamese and Asian players to be lifted. In solidarity with our colleagues, we have decided not to participate in any WPA events unless the bans are lifted, the group of top players said in a statement. All right. So really no news here, just reporting it.
When people say they say all these players band together in solidarity. It wasn't the whole league. It was 10 players. It was 10 to 15 players. And these are all the players that are in the money. So when they try to say like, oh, this is a league-wide thing and Josh turned his back on the league, it's total bullshit, bro. It was a handful of players. And also, I heard it was a handful of players that collectively got together and expressed their desire to have him removed.
Yeah. I thought about this morning when you messaged me. I thought about trying to, in my head, it's all me guessing. I don't know anything. I don't have.
And that's all we got is speculation until we hear from Josh and Emily or both.
Or
one, anything, yeah.
Or Mouthpiece Molina. I got them all, bro. I got to believe what happened was this. Had nothing to do with WPA.
Yeah.
Or had nothing to do with what Filler did with WPA. This is my opinion. Not, again, totally guess. Totally shot in the dark. Players are now in Hanoi. It's day 2 of Hanoi, right? Emily is talking to players, and the players from the Asian team, or specifically the Filipino players, are talking to Emily and saying, we're not happy. We're not happy that he didn't stand by us, and however they say it, we're not happy. He's playing, something like that. And Emily said, "Oh, here's an opportunity for me to what you did, flex."
Yeah,
and kicked him off the team.
And they're very big. Like they're trying so hard to corral this Asian market. I think she's taken any influence and whatever she can from these not only group of players but from being in the area.
Yeah, I think she took this as an opportunity to, in a lot of ways, sucker punch Filler. Because I think Filler will play in any big event. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he want to? So if you think about it from Filler's point of view, there's no reason for Filler to say, I don't want to be there. There's no reason for him to do that. Listen, I could be totally off base, but my opinion is the Asian players, specifically the Filipinos, said, we're not happy with what happened with Filler or what Filler's doing. And Emily took it as an opportunity. Yeah. It doesn't sound so far-fetched, right?
No, I now that you say these Asian players, I start to think about it, and yeah, I could see that happening. My interpretation was like Jason Shaw, FSR, are so embraced with Matchroom and Emily as a whole that they're calling it a coming together of players, but really it's just like these guys spitballing off each other just to prove a point.
And think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. If you're a guy like Shaw, and I'm not saying Shaw said this, I'm just saying if you're a guy like Shaw, of course you're gonna chirp to Emily. No, we don't want Filler there.
Yeah. Who's benefited the most besides Jason Shaw? Nobody.
Yeah. Huge. Wait, you could take the number one ranked player in the world off your opponent's team? Yeah, kick him out. Yeah. I agree with you, Emily. You should kick him out.
And when word came down about these teams and how lopsided the public thought they were, what a better way to even the teams than getting rid of the number one player.
Yeah. And I mean, Al-Kaidie's a good choice. I like Al-Kaidie. But Al-Kaidie and Filler are not the same.
He's not a filler, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read you this one thing that I feel maybe is another door to this whole thing.
Mhm.
This came from a post from Dominic Dunsky, um, these are replies from Darren
Which we are
Appleton.
fan, which we are fans of. I'm going on record of saying that we're fans of
We're down with
Dominic.
the Dunsky.
Yeah, Dunsky's Dungeon.
So this is Darren Appleton responding to Dunsky, and then Mike Panozzo from Billiards Digest pamphlet comes in.
Pinocchio.
Darren Appleton responds, the way the WPA is gearing up, they're changing a lot of minds. Many players are pulling out, a lot more than on that Hanoi list. Then Panazzo says, have fun going back to mediocre ballrooms, inconsistency, stiffed prizes, and a lack of visibility. Like total just popping his balloon. And then
And I don't.
Appleton, who's a total class guy, responds in the best way. He says, I beg to differ. Anyone can have an opinion. The past wasn't great for the WPA, but things can change. And what I see going is going to be a great change and a bright future for many of us, not just the top 10.
Yeah,
So what this leads me to believe is Mosconi Cup was on the WPA accepted list. Reyes was not. So is this maybe Josh is going to the WPA in a more predator-friendly series, and he doesn't want to upset the apple cart by playing in an unsanctioned event because that would cause him problems for the future of this new WPA world. So that kind of there's a few doors we can choose, and like we said, we're all just speculating at this point. But
and Mike can say that, but Mike, here's my rebuttal to Mike and what he said. This is just announced with Qatar World Cup 10 ball, which literally runs when the Mosconi Cup is.
yeah,
It's from December 4th to December 14th. Total prize $450,000, half a million. So Mike can say that all he wants, but the proof of this in the pudding is WPA is putting more money up,
yeah,
right?
they're getting serious.
And this war, I think, is in this regard is only going to force Matchroom to up the ante with the money,
Yeah,
and it's going to be actually better because now you have essentially competing leagues. They're not leagues, but competing companies, right? And 450,000. I mean, it's in Qatar. We know Qatar's putting up a lot of that money,
yeah.
so you're not going to see that, for some event that's in Vegas or in Dallas or whatever. But I mean, Predator has consistently been good with the money. I think
Always. Yeah.
what it's going to show with the WPA side, with these bigger purses, is how much Matchroom is not paying the players.
Yeah.
Or another way to say that is how much Matchroom is taking for themselves.
They're just adding events. They're not pumping up the dollars. They're just adding events.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
they're not even adding the dollars. So like,
it's
take
like
that.
working for salary.
Yeah, I mean, take that. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying it as a negative. But take that event I went to a few weeks ago in Philadelphia. Was a WNT
Just
event.
a pop up event.
You know what? Hey, Mike, how about this? These little WNT events are small pool rooms, and they're slapping a sticker on it that says WNT and you get points. But
Yeah.
that's just a pool room like it was before, Mike. So what are you talking about? That was a nice pool room, but they're all not nice. I mean, it wasn't the best pool. It's probably I'm not knocking the pool room, but if Mike can say all he wants, but that's bullshit because that little event there, which had maybe 7 pros at it, which is good for first year, right? Tyler was there, Skyler was there, Oscar was there. Uh, that was in a pool room. So it's not. So you could say in a lot of ways that's Matchroom, same old, going backwards, slapping
But
your name on a local tournament.
you know what's funny about those small little pop up events? These guys aren't going there because they want to. They're going there because they need to, because it's Mosconi Cup season. Who doesn't want the 30 grand bonus to make that team? It's like
Right.
these guys that are all fighting for points and positioning. They have to be there. You think like these guys want to travel all these? You think Skyler is playing in Olathe, Kansas because he's making his nut on tour?
Right. And I've been to Olathe, Kansas. It's a little place to go.
Yeah, you're not going to be there because they have
That
really
pool
good
room
eateries.
is kind of neat, though. That pool room is kind of neat. It was kind of neat. It's as country bumpkin of a pool room that you can get, but it was kind of neat. But outside of that pool room was nothing. Like flat land for hundreds of miles and nothing there. It's interesting. The whole thing is interesting. It's getting more interesting. The screws are being turned a little bit. You know, it's kind of like a soap opera because it doesn't happen all at once. You know, I think the other thing is, let's say Filler, for whatever reason, I'm just spitballing some ideas here. Let's say that Filler is done with WNT, with Matchroom. Let's say that.
That would be my take, yeah.
Right? Because I think the next thing is we're going to find out he's not going to be on the Mosconi Cup team.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would say it's probably a
foregone conclusion. If they're going to flex on him like this, I can't see him being on that team. Even if he really wanted to be on that team, I think he would stick it to them. Yeah.
Why would he want to? Because now it's personal, right?
Yeah.
If you were Filler and they just did this to you, I don't know. I might say, you know what? Go have fun. I'll go over here.
Why travel to fucking Morocco and
Gibraltar
and all these other places where I can just show up with this 10-ball event, win a couple bands that way, and that'll make my whole year.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure he's still getting Federation money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All those Eastern Euros.
Plus Predator money.
I can see, and it's smart. People shit on the WPA like you would not believe. It's so overwhelming, the amount of people that are pro WNT over the WPA. But the WPA is smart because they sat back the year. They didn't say anything. They took all the hits. They let Emily run wild, and this is the way. This is the way. Follow me. I'll show you greener pastures. And they let her just continually dig the Kamala hole. They sat back. They waited. They struck. They announced all these high dollar events coming up. You know, come over here. We're not gonna stickler you for positioning points and all this. They offered up dollars. They offered up events, and they can let these guys be who they are. Because let's face it, Emily wants them to be internet superstars and guys that are going on camera and doing interviews. This has always been a game, a table game played mostly in bars and darkness of me trying to beat you in a gambling match. You can't turn this into baseball and basketball. It's just not working. These guys just weren't built like this. We're pool players, man. We're not showmen.
Yeah. And the social media and all that stuff is really just her way of using the players to promote her company.
Of course. It's smart. Believe me, it's smart. And people that do it, like Fader, they do it great. But not everybody wants to be a part of it. You think a quiet, mild-mannered guy like Josh Filler wants to get out there and do nonstop interviews and say, hey, I'm Josh Filler. Make sure you're watching the Reyes Cup. Fuck no. He hates that shit, man.
Yeah. The other thing is WPA, less events, more money. Josh could essentially travel 50% less and make 50% more.
Yeah. And they're all companioning events with WPBA. So he can travel less, make more, and see his wife a whole hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Those are all wins for a guy like that.
Yeah. And I love that they did this. I love that I love that they did this right against the Matchroom event. I love that.
Yeah,
Because it's
good for them.
saying, you know what? Yeah, again, I said it in the last show and I'll say it in this show. I'm not picking a side. There's uh, reasons that I agree. Some reasons I agree with Matchroom. Some
Yeah.
reasons I agree with WPA. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just a fan that wants to watch cool pool. And it's unfortunate that this is happening, all this drama, but it's happening, and it's in a lot of ways it's kind of fun to watch. It's kind of
Yeah,
fun to
of
wake up in
course.
the morning and you send me a message that says, "Did you see this?" Um, a lot of times you send me the messages, I'm already awake. Uh, and this guy, for you guys at home, this guy messages me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't think he
uh,
sleeps.
I'm up on the table, man. I'm working. I'm getting my 4-inch
Yeah, keep
pocket game
working
ready.
because I thought we had a match that we were going to play. Keep working. Keep working. Let me know when you're pretty close to being ready for me, and then I'll start practicing.
Hey, don't just sing it, bring it.
Oh boy, you know where my table is. You know
Yeah,
what? My table is on North Union Street.
you
Oh no,
can
it's
you
actually on
can.
South Union Street.
Why would I play on a Fisher Price table like that when I got a real one
Because
in my pool room?
that's what where you were challenged. That's
Oh,
why.
so you trying to Emily me?
I'm not I'm not going to I'm not going to the mountains of Pennsylvania to play on your home table. Dodgers pitcher Walker Bueller robbed in park ambush.
Yeah, they took $100,000 watch from him, bastards.
Wow. While we're here, it's day 2 of Hanoi. Really, nothing crazy has happened yet, other than Kachi lost early round match. And
And Tyler lost pretty early too, right?
oh, did he? I did. I did.
I
Oh,
think
he
I heard
did.
that. Yeah,
And also, Aloysius Yap. Or no, I'm sorry. Anton Raga did show up.
John Mora
Uh,
too. I heard John Mora's name.
I think over the next few weeks, or at least for the rest of the year, it's going to, the names beyond filler are going to start shaking out as to who is going to be a WPA player and who's going to be a matchroom player. I think this is where the rubber meets the road.
Yes, sir. We posted some very pro filler stuff a couple days ago because he's a good guy, man. He's 26, 27 years old. Even if he went back on his word, who cares, man? He's a kid. He's a baby. What the hell did we all say when we were younger that we're going to be held to now? It's so stupid. People saying that
Crazy.
this if this is how men are and they go back on their word, it's so crazy, man. The shit that people write about this guy and the response they have to him. I do a lot of car stuff, like car club stuff. I got buddies that I chat with every day. I say, hey, you going to the show? And they say, yeah, I'll be at the show. And then they don't show up. So do I go on a whole Josh Filler tirade?
No.
You gave
No.
me your word. You said
What?
you were showing up. You
Yeah.
put it to me in print. Yeah, life happens. Shit happens. Does it mean I'm going to kick him out of the car club because he just didn't want to come out of his house? No, it's bullshit, man. I wish people would look at this from multiple angles instead of just saying, "Oh, he gave his word. He wrote a statement with other guys, with 10 other guys, and he went back on it." That's wrong. That's so. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And Filler's making life decisions. These are life decisions. These guys are writing this bullshit online. Like
Total bullshit.
they didn't like what you said. They just show up for car club. This guy's life. This is his career. So many comments I've read. It's just people are so wackadoodle. Wackadoodle.
Yeah, I think with the influx of social media and people feel like they have a hand in other people's life just because they follow them and they feel like they can make these statements about them. Just shut up, man. Just let him do what he wants to do because obviously he's not you. It's just tell me if anybody has an opportunity to turn down 75 grand in order to make a statement about some other players. The person who turns down that money is the first asshole. So
Right. And the thing is, it's not Filler's fight. It's
yeah,
Matchroom versus WPA. If Filler or any player is for the ban or against the ban, it's not. It's not even their fight. It's not even the players' fight. But now the players, those players that stood up for Emily,
yeah.
right?
She asked them, yeah.
So all right, let's not talk about it anymore. Oh, these
It's
guys.
just funny
Oh,
that the company says that we're not going to ban players and we're against banning players, has banned the player.
right, right.
Yeah.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah. The company that stood against banning players has now banned a player.
I want that clip.
Let that sink in, yeah.
That should be quoted by Pool Digest magazine.
Take that one, Panozzo.
How can you be a magazine that covers the world of sports, pool, that covers the world of pool, and be so biased?
Yeah. So one-sided. It's like CNN, watching CNN. It's like mind-blowing numbness.
I've never seen sports related media so biased.
Yeah.
And how can you? And you're not embarrassed by that? You're not
It's
embarrassed by essentially because in a lot of ways you could say he works for Matchroom.
yeah.
And what does he get? Because Matchroom doesn't buy ads out of them.
He's probably getting a free trip to Hanoi out of it. Or Manila.
And I'm not anti Matchroom. I've said it. Some of the things
No.
that she does is great. Some of the things she does I don't like. But I'm still watching, right? I'm still gonna watch. I'm still gonna watch Mosconi Cup. I'm still gonna watch Reyes Cup. I'm still gonna watch Hanoi Open. Not a lot because it's in the middle of the night. It starts I think 11:30. I think it starts 11:30 our time, or somewhere around there, maybe 11 o'clock our time. Um, crazy. I've
You
lost all respect for that magazine.
you know speaking of Panozzo, he's always on with Malindrome Mike, and they eat Josh Filler's lunch like you would not fucking believe, and they go so crazy on him and what a backstabber, bad person he is. And then one of the comments pops up, and one of the kids asks if you would support a union, and Mike says, "There's no way you can get the players to support a union. Are you crazy?" So you see, everybody's on board with getting rid of this one player, but in the same breath, you can say, "Oh, they wouldn't be on board with banding together." It's like they've already banned together.
That's union mentality.
Yeah,
That's
they've
union
already
mentality.
exactly that's what they've already proved what they're trying to do. So for you to make a statement about one and then a statement about the other in the same breath, it's just so hypocritical.
Yeah.
This is the type of thinking. These are the people that are succeeding at covering this game are people that are hypocritical, and it sucks because I feel like being a middle-aged man, it's like I'm not young, I'm not super old, and I feel like I can see both sides of this, but yet people don't want to. It's like we're so mass media driven behind Matchroom. They're the way. That's the future. It's like Emily Frazier. She's got no background in this. It's like if you wanted a mechanic to work on your car, would you hire somebody with no experience who got their job from being a friend, a family friend of somebody?
Right.
No. It's like you're going to look for a guy with experience who knows what the hell they're doing. It's not just the person who takes the most selfies and creates the most buzz, because that's just stupid. That just means you're a sheep.
Yes. All right. Let's not talk about him anymore.
You get me worked up here, Jay.
It was supposed to be a short conversation about Josh
Yeah.
Filler on an off week.
We're at almost 30 minutes. You said nobody's going to talk about Josh Filler for 30 minutes.
I said we couldn't talk about him for 20 minutes. We just talked about it for 20 minutes.
We've disproved that theory.
All right. Let's. Anything else we got to talk about?
Nah, this is just an impromptu emergency filler bitch session.
Not anti-filler, pro-filler.
Very pro filler. And Josh, if you're one of the 7 people watching, hey, we're gonna offer you something that nobody else can, and that's a completely unbiased platform where we're gonna let you talk and be 100% you. I know Jay's reached out to you guys. You've obviously seen the message. Look, I have a feeling that people are clamoring left and right for your word, but we give you our word that if you want to step on with us, you're in a totally friendly zone. So,
yeah, we've never ambushed any players.
never will either.
I would never ambush a player. I may disagree with a player totally. I wouldn't ambush him. I think that's unprofessional. You know, I think
I wouldn't do to anybody what the other show did to the president of the WPA.
Yeah. All right, let's not talk about the other show anymore. They'll start thinking we don't like them.
If we want to have a show to show rumble, I'm totally down for that.
You know, he wanted. I don't want to say it. You know what? I don't want to say it here.
WWF tag team match, us versus them.
All right. Thank you for making me work overtime.
And you're a salaried employee, so you don't get any.
You know what I did today, so getting me on here was a big deal.
Hey, a shout out to our sponsor.
Oh, anyway, Off the Rail apparel. Off the Rail is the official sponsor of Level 2 Billiards Live.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. I don't have my hat because I wasn't prepared for this. I was. Nah, I'm not prepared. You could say I don't even have my regular lights up. All right. See you. When will I see you, Nick? What?
Level2Billiards, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, the Gangster of
Snapchat.
Pool, Instagram.
How come you always forget my Snapchat?
You have a Snapchat?
No, I'm just bullshitting you.
Oh.
I still want you to shout it out.
You bastard. Gangster of Pool, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check us out. Check out this show.
Level 2 Billiards, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat.
OnlyFans.
No Twitter. OnlyFans. Are we back next week or 2 weeks?
You want to come back after the Reyes Cup, or you want to do like some small Reyes Cup shows?
After the Reyes Cup.
Let's practice a little round table
next week.
This way we can.
Can we do a round table next week?
Yeah,
I'll come back next week if we do a round table.
I already talked to your favorite co-host of mine, Ariana.
Oh yeah.
She said she's in. So let's do a small little round table with her, and we'll get each.
We don't have to have a subject.
Yeah, we'll get everybody's Reyes Cup picks because that'll be the hot topic at the moment. Hopefully, we'll hear something from Josh by then. But let's practice that. This way, we can gear up big for Moscone.
All right, pal. You have a good night.
Frazier flexing.
Fraziernomics.
Hashtag it.
See you guys later.
Level 2 Billiards. We have fun here.